Alright, here's the video on how to adjust your calories that I promised you guys probably about a month or so ago. Hopefully you have been reading the labels on your food products that you're buying at the grocery store and reading the pamphlets that you get at the restaurants where you're eating to help familiarize yourself with doing that so that you can memorize things to make it a lot easier for adjusting your calories. This way you're not constantly having to look at a box or look at a package. If you're taking in 2,500 calories, 3,000 calories, hopefully, I gotta backtrack now, hopefully what you did is you wrote down the food that you ate for at least 3 to 5 days, so we have kind of a ballpark figure of what you're taking in, close to a week's worth of food. If you're taking in, say, 2,500 calories, 3,000 calories, 4,000 calories, if you're wanting to drop weight, but you want to spare the muscle and not lose that in the process of dropping weight, because a lot of times what happens is people drop a lot of calories and start doing crazy cardio and not eating enough, and the body turns on itself and starts to eat away at the muscle to help survive. We don't want to do that. When we're adjusting our calories, we want to adjust them gradually, week to week, sometimes every 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how your body's looking. You're not going to go by the scale. You're not going to go by measuring tape. You're going to go by what you see in the mirror, because that's the best way to see what your results are. And if you start getting on the scale or start using a measuring tape, you're going to drive yourself crazy, because your body can fluctuate hour to hour. You know, you can gain a pound, lose 3 pounds, gain 2 pounds, you know, lose 5 pounds. I mean, I can lose 10 pounds overnight. If I just skip a meal before I go to bed, I'll wake up 10 pounds lighter. But then, you know, in the middle of the day, I can get a little bloated just from eating something that had a little bit too much salt, or, you know, water bloat from drinking so much water throughout the day. So we're going to go by what's in the mirror, not what the scale and the measuring tape says. And this is going to save you guys a lot of mental hassle and stress. And you're not going to be looking in the mirror all the time. You're not going to every 10 minutes looking in the window when you're walking by a store or you're walking by a car. You're going to look at in the mirror first thing in the morning, and then you're going to look in the mirror before you go to bed at night. And then you're going to see those changes, and that's going to help you mentally prepare to realize that you're going to look like 2 different people throughout the day. In the beginning of the day when you wake up, you're going to be a lot flatter, a lot smoother. You might be a little bit more detailed, a little bit more grainier. But then as the day progresses on and you've eaten and you're dealing with stress and water and fluid intake, all that stuff, your body's going to look a little fuller. Sometimes it gets softer from getting fuller. But anyway, let's get back to the calorie thing. If you're taking in, for example, 2,500 calories and you're looking to drop weight, we're going to drop the calories down by 200 calories. And if you've been doing like you need to be and you should be doing, and writing down what you've been eating for the last week or 2 weeks or whatever that you should be doing, I want you to look at the 1 week and add all those calories up. And that means if you've had a cup of coffee, there's calories in that cup of coffee. You need to add that in there. If you've had a glass of milk, if you've had Pedialyte or whatever, there's calories in all that stuff. So you need to be adding those in along with your meals. Once you figure out how many calories that you're taking in, and you look at yourself and go, okay, I need to drop weight, then you're going to drop your calories down by 250 calories. And then you're going to do that for 2 weeks. And then you're going to look at yourself, not daily. You know, you'll look at yourself first thing in the morning one day, and then when you get home one day. And then wait a couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days. I mean, don't get out of the shower and not look at yourself. Everybody does that. You know, you got to comb your hair, you got to shave, you got to whatever. But don't critique yourself. Just look at yourself. Say on, like today's Monday. If you're looking at this video today, you're going to do it first thing tomorrow morning. You're not going to wait, oh, I'll do it next Monday, I'll do it Saturday, whatever. You're going to start this right now. So when you get up in the morning, you're going to look at yourself, and you're going to be realistic with yourself. Okay, I'm looking like this, I've got some love handles going on, whatever. And then at the end of that same day, you're going to take a look at yourself. And if you want to take a picture of yourself in the morning and take a picture of yourself in the evening, that's great, because then you'll have something to go by. Put that on your computer and make a little file folder for those pictures, and make sure that you rename them and put in the date that you started it and AM or PM, so this way you don't get it mixed up and go, oh man, did I do that in the morning or did I do that in the evening or whatever. Do that, and that's your progress file folder. And then what you'll do is you'll wait 2 weeks, and you'll do it again on the same day, same time. Like if you got up at 7 o'clock in the morning because you got to be to work by 9 or whatever, when you get up, before you even eat or anything, look at yourself, take that picture. And then when you get home that night, before you get in the shower, strip down, take that picture, put that in your file folder, and then you can actually click on one and slide it over on your computer, click on the other one, slide that over, and you can put them next to each other, and you can see the difference within that 2-week span. Now, sometimes you're going to see little gradual things like, oh, okay, well, you know, my butt doesn't have as much cottage cheese as it had, or my legs, or my left handers are looking a little smaller, stuff like that. But be patient with yourself, because some people aren't going to see much of anything in that first 2 weeks. It just depends on your genetics and how hard that you're pushing. So go ahead and drop your calories down to 250 calories off of what you're doing. And I recommend eating pretty much the same thing every day while you're doing this for the first couple of weeks, so that it's a consistent calorie count, and you're not wondering, oh man, if I eat this, it's this. And it'd just be easier if every meal is the same. Breakfast is going to be 6 to 10 egg whites with half a cup of oatmeal with some strawberries or some kind of fruit and some peanut butter, and then your cup of coffee. If you're like me and you jump up out of bed before work and you're in the shower and you got to be out the door within 15 minutes, grab you some whole grain waffles, put some peanut butter on there, grab a glass of milk or a cup of coffee, out the door. And then your next meal is going to be some kind of meat. It's going to be either chicken, or it's going to be turkey, or it's going to be lean ground beef, or it's going to be steak, or it's going to be fish. And then you're going to have vegetables with that. A lot of people don't think that green beans are vegetables. Green beans are vegetables, man. I don't eat broccoli. I don't eat squash. I don't eat succotash. I can't stand any of that stuff. It makes me gag, especially the squash. So I'll do green beans or something like that. And you can eat as many vegetables as you want to eat. You can eat as much salad as you want to eat, because it's just going to fill you up and it's going to give you some nutrients and vitamins and minerals. And then you're going to have your meat, like I said, either your fish, your turkey, your chicken, or your beef. You're going to have that with your vegetables and some kind of carb, whether it's brown rice, whether it's white rice, white potatoes, red potatoes, or sweet potatoes. You know, I don't care if you boil it and cut it up. I don't care if you bake it and cut it up. That's your next meal. And then your meal after that is going to be another meat and rice or pasta or a potato or something like that with a vegetable. I want you guys to try and eat a vegetable every meal. And like I said, it doesn't have to be broccoli or succotash or squash or eggplant or any of that. You can do green beans or something like that. Green beans or peas or something like that. Then you're going to have another meal or a snack, because by then it's going to be 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon by the time you had 3 meals if you're up early in the morning. Because what you're going to do is you're going to eat every 2 to 3 hours while you're up. If you're not up, you're not eating, you're sleeping. Okay? You're not going to get up in the middle of the night to eat. You're not anything like that. I mean, if you wake up hungry, which happens sometimes, which happens to me if I didn't eat enough throughout the day, I'll wake up and I'll slam down a protein shake with some peanut butter, and I'll go back to bed. But if you can sleep through, I recommend sleeping through and eat every 2 to 3 hours while you're awake. Now, some days you're going to have to work overtime. Some days it's going to be hectic and you're going to be up for 15, 18 hours. You're eating every 2 to 3 hours while you're up. So some days you may get in 6 meals. Some days you may get in 11 meals. But it's the whole time that you're up, so that your body is constantly getting nutrients and vitamins and minerals and food into your system. When you're sleeping, you're just sleeping, man. Make sure that you try to eat something before you go to bed. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to cut your carbs and you're going to cut out your carbs completely before bed. You're going to have just a protein source and vegetables. And I don't care if it's a protein shake. I don't care if it's steak with green beans. I don't care if it's eggs. Whatever. But you're just going to have meat and vegetables for your last meal of the night. And this is going to help you cut up. Now, for those of you guys like me that's a hard gainer, you're going to slam down before you go to bed. You're going to have a half a cup of oatmeal with 2 scoops of protein powder and milk, and shake that up. And all that calories and all the protein from the milk and the protein powder and then the carbs and stuff like that, that's going to help you gain some weight, and the peanut butter too. If you don't want to do that, you can make up some eggs with some grits or with some hash browns or some potatoes, or you can have a 3-egg sandwich or make a 3-egg omelet with cheese or whatever. And you're not going to be doing the whole chicken and all that stuff. You're going to be a little bit more free with your diet to pack on that mass, because right now you're not caring about looking shredded or like you're trying to get on stage. You're not trying to diet down. You're trying to put on some extra weight so that you can build more muscle. So you're going to be a little bit more free. Your breakfast is going to be cereal with milk and some eggs and some toast, you know, or a bagel with peanut butter on it. You're going to have all of that. You're going to have a bowl of cereal. Then you're going to take and make up 2 eggs, and you're going to put it in your bagel or your bread, and you're out the door, and you're going to eat that on the way to work with a cup of coffee or some juice or something. Then your next meal, you're going to have, your next meal you're going to do the chicken, the rice, and the vegetables. But then your next meal is going to be your lunch by then. So you're going to eat whatever you want for that lunch, whatever. I don't care if it's Taco Bell, I don't care if it's Pizza Hut, I don't care if it's McDonald's. You're going to eat whatever, and then after that, you're going to go back to cleaning up a little bit, and you're going to have like macaroni and cheese with a turkey patty or 2 cans of tuna, and you're going to take the 2 cans of tuna and you're going to mix it in with the macaroni and cheese, and you're just going to eat that like that. And that's going to boost you up, because the pasta's got more calories and more carbs than the rice and the potato and stuff like that, and it's a little bit more higher calorie to help you gain that mass. And you're just going to move along like that. But try and adjust those calories down if you're dropping weight to about 250 calories less than what you're taking in now. And don't forget to do your cardio, guys, because that's going to help out a whole bunch. And even for you guys that are trying to pack on mass, do your fucking cardio, man. Get on the treadmill. If you're trying to pack on the mass, you're going to do cardio first thing in the morning for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And all that's going to do is that's going to get rid of toxins and stuff like that that's in the body. It's going to help you sweat a little bit. It's going to get your metabolism jumping up a little bit. And it's going to wake you up and get you going for the day. For those of you that are trying to cut down, you're going to do a half an hour twice a day. You're going to do it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, get your breakfast, out the door, off to work. And then sometimes in the afternoon, I don't care if it's like your lunch break and you go for a walk around the block of your work, or if you go to the gym and you do it on the stair stepper or the treadmill or whatever, or if you get home and you walk your dog, but you're going to do that 30 minutes twice a day. And that's going to help, once again, boost your metabolism and stuff like that, and help you burn more calories. So we're going to go ahead and start with that, and then keep an eye on your progress. And like I said, guys, please don't go crazy looking in the mirror all the time, because you're not going to see nothing. You got to not look at yourself to see the results, because if you see yourself every day, the results most of the time are so gradual you don't see them. So if you're not critiquing yourself every day, and you do it, like I said, Tuesday, first thing in the morning, and when you get home, take a picture, and you're going to do a picture facing front, facing side, facing the other side, and get somebody to take a picture of you from the rear. And then you're going to wait 2 weeks, and you're going to do the picture in the same spot, same time that you took the first pictures. If you can do it in the same pair of shorts, or the same pair of underwear, or the same bra and panties, or the same bikini, that's perfect, because then you'll see exactly where the changes are, because you haven't changed anything. Because a lot of times if you change the color of your underwear or your color of your shorts than you had the last time, or the different type of bikini, it makes your body look a different way. So you want to stay consistent with that. So do that, and I'll hit you guys back up with some more information in a couple more weeks. Alright? So check that out, and like I said, just be realistic with yourselves, and don't be looking in the mirror all the time, and don't be flexing all the time and stuff like that. Just focus on your workouts, focus on your cardio, and focus on dropping your calories down, and wait 2 weeks before you look at yourself again, and before you start taking pictures. Alright? Alright guys, that's it. I'll hit you guys back up with another video shortly.